One of the benefits of being in a rehab community is that everybody's inner self is free to roam, and people act just like they do out in the world. For me, that meant I acted angrily as often as not. Under Flo's questioning after an encounter at primary, for example, I saw that when I'd been ignored at home, I'd gotten angry but not expressed it, and that unexpressed anger had eventually become my strongest food trigger. The twist is that only a trained observer would have guessed that because I expressed anger aplenty. At South Oaks merely a week, I was introduced to their concept of forced fun, and boy did it piss me off. I'd seen it on the day schedule and thought it would be a chance for a board game, but their idea was to have me make leaves out of construction paper to decorate the ward for Halloween. I was totally prepared to have fun, the usual purpose of the period, but I didn't consider this to be fun at all, I fumed to my journal afterward. Infantile, needless, useless, but not fun. I want to play Scrabble, and they wanted me to have fun by doing something less fun. Of course, I felt the need to share my disapproval, and when it wasn't instantly recognized as correct, to continue sharing it through grumbling, sneering, and other tiny tantrums. The next week, though, I went along with their forced fun and stumbled upon what could be called my family coat of arms. The order of the hour was to use crayons, and I decided to illustrate a little wordplay I'd come up with since arriving. In stabs of red, yellow, and orange, I wrote my last name, but scrunched the first and last letters to let the others stand out. This is actually that piece of artwork. Rage was buried in my very name. It's just coincidence, a parlor trick. Prager is the German word for someone from Prague, and as far as we know, we don't even have Czech ancestry. But it expresses a truth about my past, my present, and potentially forever. When I shared my work of art, Flo's feedback included her pronouncement that my anger was such a part of me that I shouldn't ever expect to be rid of it. Not great news, but she suggested I try to counter it by finding a gentler message in my name to draw, so that at least the ugly one wouldn't stand alone. It took me years, but now I use mnemonic shorthand for someone trying to remember my last name. I tell them it's prayer, except you put a G where the Y would go. From rage to prayer. I couldn't have a better metaphor for my journey.